Mikel.
Hi.
When in the recent games when you played against Liverpool and Man City and Chelsea, which you've won, you've had in pretty much all of them quite a low rate of possession. Have you almost had to sacrifice the so-called Arsenal way in terms of to get these results against these big clubs?
Well, sometimes it's what we want to do as a coaches, and sometimes what you are allowed to do on the pitch with the level of players and performance that top teams can do against you. But I think they were all pretty different games. The ones you mentioned, obviously, we had very large periods that we have to defend deeper than we would like to. But we have to prepare the game and the scenarios to win. And at the end of the day, I'm here to win. I'm here to find ways to do it. And if I'm proposing something very difficult that is going to expose our team right now, I don't think I'm acting in the best favor of the club and the players. So every game is different. The players you have available can change your game plans, and we have to be able to adapt. I think one way now in football, it doesn't work unless you are very, very superior to the opponent all the time.
But you seem to be settling now quite a lot with playing at 3 at the back. In the past, Arsene Wenger was always 4 at the back, keep the ball all the time, pass it all the time. Have you sort of convinced the players to take a more sort of pragmatic approach to playing now?
Well, the 3 at the back is in certain moments, in very certain and short spaces of the game. And it's not all the time 3 at the back. And I don't want all the time 4 at the back. I have the versatility to use players in different positions and to cause problems to the opponent. And some of the time when we have to adapt what they do to be more efficient.
And just finally, I mean, you've had these good results against the top 6 teams, which how have you sort of convinced the players to sort of change the mentality? Because it was an issue in the past. I mean, you seem to have convinced the players not to feel sort of overwhelmed by playing these teams.
Well, obviously results are always driving belief. The plan that we try to put for the players, they have to be comfortable with that. They have to realize that that we can achieve what we want when we jump into that pitch, because then I think they will feel more secure. They will know or expect what is going to happen, so it doesn't surprise them and shock them, as you said. But yeah, every game is different, and we all, coaches and managers, try to do the same thing for the players, I think.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Finally, not by no means least, Nick from The Guardian.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Hi. We know that maybe if you want to strengthen your team further by paying out big transfer fees, you've got to move players on. Liverpool, by contrast, have just gone out there and spent 30 million quid on Thiago. Does that maybe show the difference in resources and maybe pulling power that we're dealing with at the moment between the two teams?
Well, obviously we are in different moments as a club for the success they had over the years and how stable they've been in Champions League and Premier League. We just try to get the right momentum by doing the deals that we believe are going to make us stronger, and with the resources that we have at the moment, and try to push as hard as we can as a team to do it as quick as possible.
And winning trophies like Liverpool have in the last couple of years can only help that, can't it? It gives you both the financial and maybe the attraction for players. Absolutely, it gives you the financial power, but as well, what you have to do after is recruit the right players. I think Liverpool is done both. Obviously, they generated finances because of the performance they have in the pitch, because how they've grown as a football club as well over the years, and because they have implemented a vision and a strategy that is really clear, that is bringing them success with a lot of good decisions. Complete change of topic. I asked you last week about Inaki Cannon, the goalkeeping coach. Now, you brought over another guy from Brentford last month, Andreas Georgson, the set-piece coach. I'm quite interested in that, the thinking behind it and the role that he's there to carry out. Can you explain a bit about the thinking behind bringing him in and what he's there to do?
No, I always have to try to assess what we have at the club and what is in our coaching staff, the things that we can improve, review our performance and the relationship between what we've done on the pitch and where we can improve, where it is it, and try to win those margins. Was
set pieces something in particular that you felt you were weak on last season that you had to get a specific handle on this season then?
It's a key percentage of goals scored and conceded that has a great impact on results and points at the end of the season. So it's another aspect of the game that you have to dominate.
It's interesting because Liverpool have been particularly hot on getting specialist coaches in, like a throwing coach, for example. Is that something you would do as well?
I don't know. I'm really happy with what I have at the moment with my coaching staff. How this game is going to evolve in the future, we don't know, but obviously it's changing, and every year it's changing, and demands are higher, and you have to be more specific.
Sure. Final one. I remember about 20 years ago here, Newcastle appointed a defensive coach, Mark Lawrenson, and everyone was like, what are they doing? But now, obviously, specialist coaching is a lot more common, maybe. Do you think it's something that's going to become more important in the modern game, that you have people coaching in compartments?
I need a press coach. Mark can be that in the future for me.
You've got one there.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.